stuff that we're talking about when it's dark, but then the lights come up and then I feel like an asshole because we're like, hey, and this is literally going to happen for this show at the same time. We don't need Jay for Nina to talk to herself. She can handle a dialogue just fine. Hey, welcome to Comedy Snacks. Woo! Oh my God. Oh my God. If you're tuning in, it means it's 8 o'clock on a Thursday. Know where you are, know when it is, orient yourself. Be prepared for some fast and furious comedy. We got a full lineup of a very, I would say, a very diverse crowd in comedy style, amongst other things. So if you might notice, we're missing our beloved Jay. He had his wisdom teeth pulled. Pansy. It's funny because I had my wisdom teeth out. Does anyone have their wisdom teeth out like after 35? I feel like Jay's a weirdo in that regard. Anyways, I had my own wisdom teeth pulled out, and what happened was the dentist came to me. This is like after the appointment. I woke up and I'm all drugged up and dazed out. And my boyfriend at the time came to pick me up. That's how you know it was a long time ago. And the dentist comes out and they give me. It's like, oh, do you want to keep these? And they pass me a little package of my teeth, and I'm like, who the fuck wants to keep these? I'm like, thank you. I'll put them on my necklace next to my skin flakes. Like, make a little totem of myself. Nobody else worships me. It's wacky. It's a wacky time, guys. I had a weird day. I won't tell you too much about it because it's kind of sad, and we're not here to be sad. But I had my first experience picking up cremated remains today. Yeah, I got a woo. Thanks, Jess. Good for you, adulting. Yeah, I was with my mom, and we were picking up my grandma's ashes, and God, it was just such a weird experience. Like, funeral homes, first of all, they're as slimy as car salesmen. I don't know if you guys know this. They're the worst. Like, you just go through a death and they'll be on the phone with you like how much do you love your loved one? Like, do you want to go with the like platinum coffin for $5,000, or do you want to put them in a particle board box? I'm just like, fuck you, man. Like, it's $5,000. Like, and plus the guy's telling us, like, oh, maybe you prefer to be eco-friendly, so that we have an eco-friendly coffin for $2,000. And I'm like, she's getting cremated. You want to be eco-friendly, just throw her in. I'm just saying. I would love to be eco-friendly. I know I need to be, on a personal level, I'm just going to spin right out of the death topic. I want to be eco-friendly. I'm not the best at it. I mean, I compost, but the problem is I don't empty that thing often enough at home. Like, every time I open it, it's become like all organic again. Like I have to re-kill what's inside, you know. I'm pro-choice. Yeah, but I mean, as a culture, we've got some improvements in the world. I feel like because of COVID, we've gotten clearer skies and, you know, more dolphins swimming in the Italy. I think that was a fake news, but I'd like to believe it. But I think we're still doing good as a planet. We've got some stuff coming out. Like, we don't have garbage cans anymore. We have those like full recycling stations, right? With the pictograms to show what goes in what. I mean, it took me 5 minutes, but I think I threw up in the right one. Anyways. I feel like I'm gonna just mention that I'm a little bit worried that because we're leaving, we're gonna be starting to rely on online stuff, right? Because now person to person is scary. So I feel like I'm kind of worried about a lot of my jobs. Like, for one thing, my main income is from a personal trainer, because it definitely ain't this. And I feel like I'm going to be phased out with technology because everyone's starting to wear, like, I'm going to be replaced with the Fitbit is what I'm worried about, okay? Like, for those of you at home, if you don't know a Fitbit, it's like that little handheld device that tells you, like, you know, tells you to move if you haven't moved in a while, tells you to eat healthier, gives you nudges. It's like a cunty watch, you know? It's like that. And it's, I mean, it seems like an amazing piece of technology, but I just feel like, I mean, first of all, your marketing sucks. Like, really? Like, here, wear this. It's going to make you fit a bit. Like, really? Like, that's like a doctor giving you medicine. It's just like, it's going to make you healthy. Kind of. Okay. Okay. But it's like fancy. Like, they can do some cool shit. Like, I mean, it tracks your heart rate, measures your stress levels. Like, I'm like, crap. Like, do I need to, I think as a personal trainer, I need to start expanding my services, you know? Like, fine, I can do this. Like, I will give you a personalized weight program. I will give you nutrition advice, and I will watch you while you sleep. And I'll tell you how many times you woke up in the night. Okay. All right, this is getting really creepy really fast. Okay, I'm going to introduce your first comic of the evening, who is a super delight. You'll find him funny, and you'll want to take him home with you. Please, everybody, put your hands together for this Winnipeg touring comedian headliner, Sasha Mark.
Keep that applause going for Nina, everybody. Woo! Thank you, Vancouver. I love Vancouver so much. August, this is my coming out month. I came out 5 years ago to this month. Yeah. Thank you so much. You know, people come out of the closet in a variety of different ways. You know, sometimes people come out face-to-face. Sometimes people come out, via text message. I got a job at Lush. You know what the best thing about working at Lush Cosmetics is? It disappoints your dad, Just kidding, I don't have a dad, I work at Lush, I don't have a dad. I always say my two biggest disappointments in life were my dad leaving me at the age of 8, and the second being the Wi-Fi here. Like, what if my dad tries to iMessage me, like, please, All right. Knock, knock. It's not my dad, but, oh. I used to work at Lush. I remember one time I had this, customer come up and, hit on me. So he came up to me. I was, showing him how to use, the massage bar on his arm. And then at one point, he was just like, oh, I know you can use this on my arm, but can you use this on my dick and then make me come? And I work at Lush. Like, how do I respond to a customer like that? Like, am I supposed to say thank you? So I said thank you. And I was like, but what do you mean? He's just like, well, just put it on my dick and make me come. And I was just like, hi, sir. We're at Lush. We are in the massage bar section. The facial section's this way. Come here, But I recently moved to Vancouver. I really like the city. I've had a lot of firsts here. I did an improv show a while ago, my first improv show in Vancouver. One thing that I learned about doing improv is that you're not allowed to say no. So I was like, that's why there's so many guys who do improv, It's fucked up, I had my first Vancouver boyfriend. Yeah, I had a first Vancouver boyfriend. I called him my Justin Trudeau boyfriend. He was incredibly handsome. He apologized all the time. And he kept putting his pipe in places it didn't belong, Ba-doom. Oh, I'm so sorry, that's too political. I remember one of my first dates with him. We were outside, and then he was just like, you kind of look like if Jeffrey Dahmer was brown. I know. Like, what? And I was just like, if you don't know who Jeffrey Dahmer is, he's a serial killer from Milwaukee. And he said that to me, and it was just like, oh my God. First and foremost, he's a serial killer. You compared me to him. He also murdered gay people. He's a serial killer, killed gay people of color. He stands for everything I'm against. But he is kind of sexy, so I was very content with that. And then he put it in my trunk later, Have you ever seen those couples that kind of look like brother and sister? Yeah? So you've been Abbotsford, Uh-oh, we're getting in trouble today. I'm so sorry, Jay. If you've never been to Abbotsford, it's a land of diversity. Yeah, it's a land of diversity. The black community out there, they're white. The Asian community out there, they're also white. The indigenous community out there, I was scared. I have a lot of friends. I have some friends out in Abbotsford, and one time I was out there, I was just like, "What do you guys do here for fun?" And they're like, "Sasha, have you ever done like acid before?" And I was just like, "Oh no, what? I've never done acid. What's acid like for you guys?" My one friend was like, "Man, when I do acid, like I just like to relax. I just feel really good. It's super cool and tranquil." My other friend was like, "Man, when I do acid, I just like want to run and go adventures and like I see all these bright colors. It's so much fun." And my other friend was like, "When I do acid, I disappoint my family." I was like, "Yeah, well, you're in Abbotsford." And I was like, "That sounds like garbage. That sounds awful." So I did acid. Have you ever like lost the ability to like cross the street? You're just like, I don't know how to do this. I remember standing in a street corner and I was just like, I don't know how to cross this street. All these cars were going, all these lights were green, but like they were red too. And it was just like, I don't know. So I was like, I don't know how to cross these streets. Lights were red, cars were going. So I turned to my friend Joel. I was like, Joel, I don't know how to cross the street, dude. And Joel was like, it's very easy. Those lights that are red right now, they're gonna turn green. All those cars over there, they're gonna stop, and we're gonna cross, buddy. But I was like, but Joel, we've been here for 2 weeks. Like we need to cross, dude. And the Joel is like, it's easy, like chill. Like those cars right there, they're gonna stop. Those lights that are red, they're gonna turn green. We're gonna cross. I was like, but Joel, and Joel was like, shut up. And then a week later, a miracle happened. The lights turned green. We started crossing, and then I realized Joel never existed. Like, I don't even know who that is. But he's the nicest white guy in Abbotsford. Thank you, Joel. I'll leave you with this, unless you want me to do more time. What am I at? I have 2 more minutes? Oh, okay. Oh. I'll leave this. I'll leave with this. Uh, um, so before the pandemic, I like what I like to do when I was stressed out is like I like to go to the saunas. I like to particularly go to the sauna at the YMCA downtown. It's a big sauna and it's usually packed. So one time I walked into the sauna, I was like not having a good day. I was really stressed and not very happy. I went to the sauna to relax and it was empty. It's completely empty. I was like, okay, this is great. So I walked in and I sat down and this guy came in, which is fair. It's a public space, and he decides to sit right beside me. So he sits right beside me, and he just like keeps looking at me, and I'm like, uh-oh, what's happening? So then he keeps looking at me and then says the words, "Hey, you look familiar." And I was like, "Dad?" Not this time. But so I was looking at him, and then he was just like, "Oh, you're that Sasha guy. You're that comedian from APTN. Like, you're funny. I think you're really funny." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. That's very kind." And he was just like, "Can I like take a picture of you right now?" I know, like that's inappropriate, right? Yeah, I'm like stressed out. I'm tired. I'm not having a good day. You're not allowed to have cameras in a public sauna. I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, you want to take a picture of me?" I was like, "Dude, oh my god." Of course you can. Of course you can, dude. You can definitely take a photo of me. Duh. And you're like, "Sasha, you let a complete stranger take a photo of you at the YMCA sauna downtown?" I'm like, "No, I let him take pictures. I made him take a lot. All right, that's my time. Thank you so much for having my name, Sasha Mark. Let's get Nina back to the stage. And I'll take the condom off. Thank you.
Keep going. But see, thank you guys. That's your job, by the way. At home, you can clap while I clean. Fantastic. See, he's so lovable. You just want to make him into a teddy bear. It's great. Man, for some reason that's reminding me of another fun friend that I have. He believes in law of attraction. You guys heard about this? It's like the idea that the thoughts you put out into the universe brings back to you. And I think it's bullshit. So I like teasing him, right? So I like going up close to him and I go into his ear and I'm like, Bed bugs, bed bugs, bed bugs, bed bugs. What an idiot. All right, we're going to give your next comic up here. I'm actually, speaking of lice and hair, his last name is Perm. That makes no sense. I'm very tired. Here we go. Please put your hands together for the very funny Luke Perm.
All right, keep it going for Nina. My internet name is Joel from Abbotsford. I hold people hostage for weeks. Shout out to Jay watching at home. Hope you're doing well, Jay. Rest of us braved a pandemic and risked our lives. You stayed home with a toothache. Winning, all right. You guys, thank you for coming. You look lovely. Same over there. Thank you for coming. You look lovely. You guys in the back row, thank you for coming. Don't they look lovely? What's wrong with you, back row? You didn't even dress up. You guys look like shit. You look like you skinned the back of a 92 Ford Tempo and made it into a jacket. Yeah, crowd work during COVID, hey? It's just not the same. It's like the third show I've done this year. I like to think it's because of the pandemic. Truth is, I really fucked things up for people when I did crowd work. The last time I hosted a show was Valentine's Day, and there was a lovely couple sitting up front, just like you two. And so, of course, I said, "Oh, how are you guys? It's Valentine's Day. Nice of you to come for a date. How long you been together?" And they did that cute couple thing where they looked at each other, and then they turned and answered at the exact same time, right? So you know there's a bond there. Except he said 3 months, and she said, "We're just friends." And I said, "Whoa, that means you guys have been dating for 3 months, and she's still fucking other people, let's be honest. And he's still clueless." So, yeah, I felt horrible about that. So I went up to them and fixed it the only way I could after the show, and that was by getting her phone number. I know, because I wasn't going to let anyone slut shame her. If anything, they're going to slut shame me. It was time we broke through that glass ceiling once and for all. As far as I'm concerned, he dropped the ball on that one, and I was there to scoop and score. So, yeah. You over there, what's your name? Oh, Sugar Plum. Nice to meet you, Sugar Plum. What do you do for a living? Oh, you're a rocket scientist. Everybody, let's give it up for Sugar Plum, the rocket scientist, joining us. Could be helping Elon Musk tunnel his way to Mars. Instead, he's here supporting our careers. That's amazing. One's going to save humanity. The other one's not going to save anybody. I've spent too much time on the internet. You know, you spent too much time on the internet when you get beyond the conspiracy theories and go to the ones behind that. And then you realize, like most conspiracy theories, are there to actually distract you from what's really happening. Like it hit me the other day. I was watching the National Geographic, and I was like, wait a minute. If water is so good for us and essential to our survival as a people, how come it's also the #1 cause of drowning? That's fucked up. Right? Everyone's trying to save the ocean, but the ocean has no interest in saving us. It's full of sharks. Do you know how many people died in shark attacks last year? 6 worldwide. Do you know how many people drowned in bathtubs last year? 300 in America alone. We've just statistically proved it's safer to take a bath with a shark in the tub than to take a bath by yourself. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's a pandemic of death, bathtubs all across the globe. I've tried reading the Bible recently. Just to, is there something we can hack to help us get through this? But then I realized the Bible's just one big conspiracy theory too. For example, how does God make a commandment that people can't have sex before marriage after he got Joseph's wife pregnant? What happened to thou shalt not commit adultery? Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, God. That's some toxic masculinity right there. And it's proof that the patriarchy starts in heaven. Like, that kind of threw me for a loop. And no, I was sober. I wasn't high. I was totally sober. Here's something else I hope comes out of pandemic. I think it's time in the year 2020 that we in Canada actually recriminalize marijuana. Yeah, I did. You know why? Because I went to one of those government-sanctioned dispensaries, and it was total fucking bullshit. They did not have marijuana. They asked me, what would you like? And I said, a bag of weed. And they said, well, we have a strain here that helps you focus so you can still drive heavy machinery. We've got another strain here that makes you keep your concentration so you can still be productive. We've got another strain here that allows you to get up early in the morning so you can still make it to work on time. I said, you know what I want? I need drugs that work because I don't want to. How about a strain like that? How about a strain that makes me look over to my buddy on the right and go, hey, are you driving? And he says, no, you're driving. And I say, well, if I'm driving, where is the steering wheel? And he goes, what do you mean you lost the steering wheel? And then bang, that was the second time we crashed the couch into the television. Yeah, cushions everywhere, coffee table flipped over, got a big scratch on my head, needed stitches. That's how old I am. Couches didn't have seatbelts back in my day. Which makes sense because they didn't have brake pedals or steering wheels either. That's what I want from marijuana. Yeah, I think it's time we charged the government with not trafficking drugs. We trusted them. We gave them our drugs, and they gave us back responsibilities and chores. It's bullshit. I know. And those of you, the 3 of you at home and the 19 of you here are looking at me like, oh, imagine that. Long hairdo has a problem with authority. Way to break the stereotype. I don't have a problem with authority. I've learned to make compromises. For example, when we used to travel, I'd put fresh lipstick on my passport photo so when the border guards pull me over, I would just convince myself they hate me because I'm beautiful. Yeah, right? I mean, I'd go ahead and bleach my asshole for them, but you know how that works. The moment I do that, one of them would spill red wine all over it. And then, can't bring that on the plane because it's not duty free, so they'd have to drink up. I know. Don't you miss traveling? Don't you miss traveling? It'll be a while before we can do that again. Yeah. A lot of conspiracies. Here's one, and I think it's relevant with everything going on. I think it's a sign of white privilege to the extreme. You ever notice that white rappers never get shot? Never. Not even by other white rappers. Not even by accident. They're more likely to live to the ripe old age of like 45 and get their own TV show on Home and Garden television. They are like the panda bears of the music world. It's bullshit. They got like some kind of special protection. They probably get caught, jaywalking, and they probably get a ride home from the cops. That's fucked up. I'm not saying they should shoot each other. I'm just saying if you want us to take you a little more seriously and balance out the equalities, you got to start pumping the bullets, fellas. Otherwise, you're just what do they call it? Poser. You're just a poser. Another one of those SoundCloud rappers. Yeah. Yeah, I've spent a healthy amount of time on the internet, and I've spent an unhealthy amount of time on the internet. So, yeah. Anything else? It's August. We're going to September. Yeah, sure don't miss going back to school. I don't think anyone's going back to school now. CERB. I thought of that the other day. CERB, I'm glad to be off of CERB, like a lot of people back at work. CERB felt to me like everyone found out the lotto numbers a week ahead, and then we all won at the same time. So even though everyone got a bit of money, nobody was happy. It's like you're calling up your friends like, hey, guess what? Oh, you got $2,000 too. Oh, fuck. Hey, guess what? I got the number. Oh, you got the number too. Fuck. I'm pretty sure we could have got more money if we all just pulled our couches, tipped them upside down, and got the coins out from under there. Right? Crash money millionaires. That's what we'd be. Crash money millionaires. Anyway, guys, you guys have been fun. That's my time. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Keep clapping. Just for a second. Perfect. Thank you. Timing is everything. Oh, man. Here we go. We're just diving in this. What the hell is how much money is in your couch? That's seriously great. I'm going to miss Curb. I was on Curb. And I feel like, if anything, I missed the excuse of blaming something else on my failed career. Okay. What do I have to say? Okay, here's an update. My dad's hiking again, which is great. Last year he fell off a roof and broke both his feet, which was kind of crazy because his name is Claude, which means lame-footed, and I was like, he didn't find it so amusing. But it was interesting because, like, my parents live in Nanaimo, right? And so they go to Nanaimo Hospital, and that is like a fucked up place. I don't know if you guys have ever been. My mom is watching this. Sorry. But anyway, so we're in the hospital. My dad's waiting for surgery, so he's got everything wrapped up because he has to wait for the swelling to go down. So we're out in the courtyard. We're just kind of taking him out to enjoy the sun. This is like week 2 that he's there. And we're sitting there, and across the way is this woman. She's in a hospital gown. She's wearing a turkey hat. It's fucking August. Anyways, so she's got her IV stand, right? And she's smoking cigarette after cigarette after cigarette. And I'm like, I can't help myself. I'm like, woman, you're in a hospital. Like, where the fuck did you get a turkey hat? Anyway. Okay. Please welcome your next comedian. She's lovely. Her hair is amazing. And I'm really excited to introduce Nancy Hoe.
Hello, hello. Shout out to my friends in Chicago and Kansas City watching this. I regret giving you the link, but my name is Nancy Hoe. I am a Vietnamese hoe, not to be mistaken for a Chinese hoe. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there are some differences. First of all, our language is very different. I don't know how much you all know about the Vietnamese language, but there are a lot of words that are fucked in translation. Has anyone here, the 5 people, ever been to Vietnam? No. Well, if you had, you would know what the currency is there. You pay people in dongs in Vietnam. That's right, the dong. I was reading in the paper recently about a professor in California who was offended by his Vietnamese student's name and asked her to anglicize her name. Apparently our language is very offensive. And I kind of, I empathize with this because my Vietnamese name is kind of fucked up. And I mean, not really the reason why my parents gave me an English name. They wanted me to fit in. But, yeah, they wanted me to fit in. But I think that's how I ended up with an old white woman's name, Nancy. Does anyone here know a Nancy? No, because she's probably dead. But my family, they don't call me Nancy. They use my Vietnamese name, Young Ho. My cousin, though, he did not get an English name. My aunt and uncle are proud Vietnamese people, and they love the meaning of his name. His name means good fortune. In Vietnamese, you pronounce it Phúc. In English, it could be fuck, Phuc. So, because of his offensive first name, he uses his middle name, Dat. His full name is Fuck Dat Ho. This is like my real life. It's not made up. That's the sad part. So, I think part of the problem with my language, I find it's a shame that people find it sounds offensive. I think it's because we lack a lot of diversity in media. You don't see a lot of people of color. Maybe you're starting to see that more now, but it's not enough. And because what I really find offensive is that I thought I was going to grow up to become white. Because I really was hoping to enjoy things that white people enjoy. Like hot yoga, and farmers markets, and spin class. And, maybe one of these days I would want to date an Asian girl. Because we all know white people love to do that. But I wouldn't, because I know, being Asian, that we can be pains in the ass. Speaking of dating, and COVID, as many of us have talked about the pandemic so far, it seems to be the topic of choice, or you walk by someone and they're talking about the pandemic or something. How many cases did we have today? But I went through a bit of a breakup during the first wave, or I don't even know if we're still in the first wave, but in the beginning, so that kind of sucked. My married friends keep telling me, you know, Nancy, don't worry, there's a lot of fish in the sea. But you know what else is a lot in the sea? Fucking trash. Man, there's heaps of trash out there, okay? I mean, I am an environmentalist to some degree, but fuck, stop with all the trash already, okay? Yeah, so that's not great. You know, and because of this whole COVID pandemic, it's not easy to, like, heal from this, you know, to recover what I would normally do to, like, get back on the horse, you know? Like, really, what I like to call healing through whoring. Really helping my self-worth, you know, one cock at a time. That's out of the question now. I mean, COVID's like your new STD, right? But, you know, I don't really make good decisions when it comes to dating anyway. I mean, my walk of shame is usually like on my way to the first date, so that's usually like not good. But, you know, I have been known to date not one, but two homeless men. and I mean, just because they're homeless doesn't mean they can't be hot. I mean, you know, they're usually pretty lean because, you know, lack of food and stuff. But yeah, it's I mean, there were signs there, but I chose to ignore it. And I mean, the first one was really obvious. This was stupid. He always invited himself over to my place. Because, you know, it's a lot more comfortable than making out on a park bench. He would randomly ask me for spare change all the time. I assumed it was for, like, the parking meter, but he didn't have a car. He has a cart. So, yeah, and then, you know, every time we finished drinks at my place, like, he would always collect all the bottles and cans. So, should have, like, really paid attention to that stuff. Well, I really shouldn't be dating now anyways. I mean, it's COVID, and it's, you know, it's just not a good idea. But I think the one thing about COVID, I mean, it's already hard enough to date as it is, the way it is now, but I mean, now I really have to focus on how good my eyes look, you know? You know, and that's like for everyone. But the good thing about the masks is if you're a 5 or a 6, you're like a solid fucking 8 now, you know? Bad teeth? No problem. It's your best accessory, really. No, I mean, I don't really need to be dating homeless men or anything like that because I already have a freeloading roommate at home. He's brutal. He, like, expects me to, like, cook and clean for him and do his laundry. I tried to have him kicked out, but it's really hard. There's, like, strict laws against it because he's my son. He's, like, 11, so it's kind of illegal. Yeah, I think that's all I got for today. Had a few other ones, but thank you, 5 people.
Keep clapping. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah. Damn it. I'm gonna get awkward in about 3, 2. Okay, we're good. And we're back. I feel like I need fucking commercials while I fucking do this. This is crazy. I need you, Jay. Fuck your damn tooth. Okay, what do I got? I'm still thinking about your names. Fuck that hoe. Did you ever hear of the theory nominative determinism? You ever hear about this? This is the... Okay, Jess is university educated, so she's laughing already. I had to look this one up. It means your name determines your destiny. So there are people out there who believe that your name has some, its literal meaning will change the course of your life. So, and there's actually some decent there's like some articles online. They're like, no, there's proof. Like, look, check out Usain Bolt. He's a sprinter. Bolt, get it? But there's like some creepy examples. Like there's also Martha Stewart, which literally translates to lady housekeeper. Ooh. I know, right? Kringa's like, I know a Mo Lester. Keep him out of schools. Karinga, what's your name mean? Anthem of Hope. Please, everybody, put your hands together for this lovely anthem of hope in this dark, dark time. Karinga Wells.
You got your name wrong again. It's McCracken. That's right. I've been living on an island with the pixies of Vancouver Island, otherwise known as the BC Fairies. They're absolute bastards. They scratch my knees, and when I'm trying to sleep, they pull out my earlobes, and yesterday they pulled on my testicle hair while I fell asleep naked on a hammock. Not good. Oy. Nancy Hoe, that was a lovely set. I can say I've definitely seen, I was visualizing putting a homeless person in the hoe, which was vice versa of what happened, I guess. Lovely to meet you. You're very beautiful. Eyes, everything. I'm getting off topic. The pixies were smart, and they taught me a little bit about the words of wisdom. Now, keep it together, McCracken. You've got to get through this. Never go to a burlesque show if you want to get to know a date. There's nothing more interesting in a room than nipple tassels. And you can't concentrate. Could you concentrate on a date with me behind you going with the windmill? Boy, it was the worst date ever. Hey, check, please. Hey, you know, hey, I'm just doing hand gestures now. My hands, oh! If you got a dog, there's a reason why your dog's eating grass. And here's a trick to get it to stop. You buy pet food that tastes better than grass, you cheap bastards. You know, it's not easy making money, but you got to plan ahead. You got to plan. And women make a better planner because even their bodies work on a schedule. Fresh eggs are delivered once a month, even if the cafe is closed or doesn't have any customers. I'm sorry for looking at you, Jessica. I was thinking it might be a fun way to go to be fucked to death. But then I thought again, because you think your last few words are going to be, oh, I'm coming, this is amazing. But more likely they're going to be, oh, this is uncomfortable. I'm dying. That's not a good thing to bring up at a dinner party with your dad, I realized recently. They don't like talking about death, the older folks. You can understand where they're coming from, because it's like talking about a party that you're not invited to because you're busy underground rotting in a box. Oh, wait, that was way too soon. Way too soon. Let's move that one all along. You know, foreign people aren't so bad. And you should never think that they're just speaking another language just to insult you. Because ignorance is bliss. So carry on, pendejos. Words of wisdom. Well, it feels a lot better on my thigh. We'll put this down for a while. This is my softer side. Very soft. People always ask me, Danny? No, I totally screwed that up. That's not my name. I'm getting to that. McCracken, you must think you're the smartest, wisest cunt that ever lived. And I have to say, no. I have a brother. His name is Danny. Danny was the smartest boy you ever saw. His head was so big that when in childbirth, it got stuck in me mum for 17 years. But they lived on happily, you know. Me mother just dangling on top. One day though, my Jamaican's coming out. One day though, me lean into it. Danny and me mum come down the stairs. Me mum dangling on top. Danny looks not so good today. He looks a little under the weather. I say, Danny, what's the matter, boy? And Danny goes, oi, it's not easy. Me mum, she weighs on me neck, and every day, it hurts in me neck. I say, Danny, that's rough. He says, oh, yeah, and I keep getting bigger, and my mum stays the same size. And it puts a tremendous pressure on me noggin. I say, Danny, that's rough. I'm sorry. He says, oh, that's not the half of it. Last night, while I was trying to sleep, Father came in, and he had his way. He did my mother up the bum. And his balls kept smacking into the back of my head. Oh, and I said, Danny, that's rough. And we definitely need separate rooms. Thank you very much. I'm sorry to everyone I've offended, which might have been all 5 of you. Oh, and Dara at home definitely offended you.
Coringa Wells, everybody. He's for hire. You know that this show's called Comedy Snacks, okay? So if I can make a food analogy, if I may. You know that thing that happens when you're like eating a plate of food and you're just doing it mindlessly because you're talking to somebody and you stab something that you think is one thing, but then you put it in your mouth and it's something else and it freaks you out for a minute? That was yours. But I'm glad you give us variety. It's great. Okay, moving right along here. You're not allowed, you have to come back. This is great. I just feel like we expect great things from you. Okay, your next comic, he pops in guest-wise every now and again, which is always a delight. He's one of the pros. I'd say he's one of the pros. Buckle up, because sometimes it gets a little dark. Please give it up for Mark Hughes.
I don't have a condom. Can you put it on with your asshole? There we go. Give it up for Nina, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. The condom, the fluffer. Oh, wow. So most comedians have I look like, and then they have someone they look like. And for the longest time, I had no one that I could compare myself to. Then a friend of mine says, "Oh, you know who you look like, Mark? Luca Magnotta." Okay, so now for the sake of this joke, I have to explain who he is. Do you know who he is? Oh, you don't? Okay, perfect. Well, did you see the movie Don't Fuck with Cats on Netflix? Okay, so anyway, Luca Magnotta was a former gay porn actor who murdered his lover, chopped the lover up, and sent his body parts to his family, right? So now I know why I don't do so well with women, because they think I'm gay. It's funny though. So the movie "Don't Fuck with Cats," what sparked the citizen investigation was some regular people found him was because he killed a cat on camera. So just like his Chinese victim, he had a lot in common. It's okay. No. Does anyone here remember their first porno? Remember their first porno? Just any porno. I remember mine. I was 12 years old, and my dad said I looked so good in front of a camera. Now, if I want to participate in Throwback Thursday, I got to apply to the RCMP Evidence Division. It's funny sometimes. I get introduced like Nina did, like, oh, he's dark and all. I don't know, man. I'm just joking about wholesome material, You know what I mean? It's just didn't you guys all get fucked when you were kids? No? What do you talk about at parties then? Jess is like, I don't know. Yeah, there you go. yeah. But now I know what to talk about. So a friend of mine had a baby last year, and I was holding him a couple weeks ago, and he took a shit right on my chest. Yeah, 8 months old and already knows how to make $20. You know, are you Irish at all? No, just fuck. Who knows, right? It's funny though, because they did a study in I think it was the 60s or the 70s, and Ireland per capita has the highest prevalence of schizophrenia in the world. There was so much schizophrenia. Certain counties had such high rates of it that the doctor said you could put a fence around the county and call it a mental institution, right? And they're coming here, fucking our women, and spreading these genes, and we're all okay with it because they got a funny accent and they look like leprechauns and they fucking have alcoholism. No. Where are you from, dude? I am. Nice. Where are you from? New Brunswick? Oh, how long have you been in Vancouver for? Okay. Oh, you have a bit of an accent. I can hear it a little bit. Do you speak any Gaelic? No, I don't. Yeah, my dad taught me a little bit of Gaelic because he's from Ireland. That's why I'm so fucked up. And interesting. So, do you like Vancouver? Are you a fan? Yeah, I moved to Toronto 2 years ago, and all my friends in Vancouver were like, you're going to Toronto. Bunch of cunts think they're the center of the universe, right? So I've now been in every major city in Canada. And Vancouver, I want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause, because you guys are the cuntiest city in Canada. Emperor levels of fucking cunt, right? Like you guys have been getting in your reps for decades too, with your hiking and your kale smoothies and your yoga. You know, it's like Kegels for the personality. And this is most, like, the way you know Vancouver's like the cuntiest city is like anywhere east of Commercial Drive. They're like, ew, gross, they're all two-headed monsters out there, right? And it's like, no, Burnaby has some nice parts. It's okay. Like, they're not all the KKK out there, just the good parts. So this, I can give you an example. Most of the comedy I perform at is in small towns, right? Like, so working class, blue collar. And I will perform in front of any audience because, like, with the audience is the most important part of the show, because without you, there's no show. And without you, they call what I do hate speech, right? So you're my loophole. And a couple of years ago, I was doing a fringe festival in London, Ontario. And all my friends in Vancouver said some variation of this. London, huh? Hope you don't get stabbed when you get there. And and then when I got there and I met all the people, everyone was nice. And they invited me over for dinner and let me fuck their wives. It was fucking great, man. So now when I come back to Vancouver and I want to make people uncomfortable at parties, rather than like bring up religion and politics, I'll be like, just got back from Red Deer, loved it. Sudbury, that place is fucking lit, yo. And they'll be like, but Mark, Vancouver has beaches and mountains. And I'll be like, yeah, but Winnipeg has eye contact. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Vancouver. It's not what it's cracked up to be, man. Especially, it's like we pay a lot of money to live here. It's funny though. No one's from here. Nancy, you from here? No. Yeah. Luke, you from here? Nina, are you from here? You are from here. Okay. One. You're born and raised? No. Jess, you from? Grand Prairie, Okay, so like really, the majority of the people are not from here, right? And it's but like the biggest complaint anyone will ever make about Vancouver is the people. That's what everyone always say. Well, I love Vancouver, the scenery, but the people. It's like, so its greatest imports are fucking shitty people, right? Thank you. Diversity is our strength. What shall I close with? So, you guys go on the internet sometimes? Once in a while, yeah? No. The internet's a strange place, man. You see all kinds of stuff on there. This actually happened. The other day, I saw an Indian man, 7-Eleven, not casino, get accused of being a white supremacist. It's true, they really are taking all our jobs. All right, have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
We are one comic away from finishing this show, and I'm super excited to introduce her because she's been behind a curtain this whole time. You don't know that at home, but she's the mysterious voice behind the curtains. Kind of like the Wizard of Oz, only better. But before I bring her up, I just want to point out that we also have another pandemic going on. TikTok. Fucking TikTok. Like, I don't know, like, guys, I'm not gonna do another social media. I'm sorry. I've been so done. Like, I barely did the Instagram. I didn't even do Snapchat. But like TikTok, at least I tried. Like, I went on this thing, and like, it's kind of fucking amazing. Like, some of the settings that you can play with. Like, there's like face filters that you can do, like beauty filters. Like, it's intense. Like, it's Brita for your face. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm turning this thing on and I'm trying it out and I'm like, damn, like, the wall behind me looks fuckable. Like, it's great. But no, I'm not doing it. It takes like 24 hours to make one video, and like, what is it? Half like, all these people are like so young. They're like 15 and they have like 8 million followers. And I'm like, and I'm pretty sure like 80% of those are like 40 plus. So it's kind of creepy. Just saying. Jess, are you ready? Okay. As she'll ever be. Guys, I am super excited to close out the show tonight with a very, very good friend, a super funny bag of surprises. I just spat all over. I'm going to wipe this down again before she gets here. Please give it up for Jessica Peugeot.
Hello, everybody. My favorite example, like the favorite thing people told me I looked like was one time during a roast battle, my opponent told me I looked like if Rosie O'Donnell ate Gilbert Gottfried. And that is a comment that haunts me. If you want to learn more about yourself, be in a roast battle. Another one I got was a friend of mine intimated that every time I tell people I'm an entertainer, they always ask the same question. What bar mitzvah needs a magician? Confession. I love bougie little grocery stores. I don't buy anything from them, obviously, because getting extra guac on the side is a little rich for my blood. I'm going to be surreptitiously checking my phone the entire time, just so you know, because I didn't realize that I was headlining tonight. I thought you were going to give me 5 minutes and a slap on the butt. But there's this one right by my house, this one little bougie grocery store right by my house, and I like to go there for the entertainment value, because the last time I was there was this giant pallet of 100% organic certified water. And I checked, and it was also gluten-free and low carb, so if anyone here is keto. My name technically means, behold, Yahweh is God, small round pointed hill. But my brother's the one who ended up a preacher, so. Sorry, I'm nervous. Because I am at best sporadically employed, I've also, since moving to Vancouver, I've also had a lot of fun with the Vancouver Food Bank. Which is it's the best place on a Saturday night. It is hopping. And they benefit mostly from local donations. So every week you get a bucket of organic yogurt. You get 300 pounds of fair trade granola and just a bushel of kale. And I would like to say, people of Vancouver, that everyone living under the poverty line is equally fucking sick of kale. Like, yeah, sure, I'm living on charity or whatever, but at a but sometimes all you want is the sweet gastric self-harm of a bag full of corn chips and enough sour cream to fill an Olympic swimming pool. Like, if Michael Phelps can't do the backstroke in my tzatziki, don't even bother. It's not worth my time. I see you brought an audience member. Hi, don't look at me directly. I actually went to the grocery store to buy things the other day, which is a thing I do regularly because I'm a human being who eats. And potatoes were on for 25 cents a pound. So I bought 8 bags worth. At a certain point, it is fiscally irresponsible not to buy your entire weight in root vegetables. People were staring at me on the way home, clearly jealous. That's right, I'm the man your math teacher warned you about. I'm not vegan, but I've been recently trying out a bunch of different vegan milks, like almond milk, which is made out of almonds, and cashew milk, which is made out of cashews, and organic milk, which is made out of organs. Vegans are one of those people you're just allowed to hate for no reason, with no explanation, just like hipsters and neo-Nazis. Despite the fact that there's nothing inherently offensive about not eating milk, not drinking milk, or drinking craft beer, or walking in lockstep with 100 of your pastiest friends. And there's different types of veganism. Like, there's raw veganism, where you don't cook your food. There's paleo veganism, where you eat like our ancient ancestors and die of malnutrition at the age of 23. And there's freeganism, which is just dumpster diving, but rich white people are doing it, so it's cool now. I have another confession. Fun fact, I have little to no gag reflex, which popular wisdom would tell you is deeply erotic, rather than what it is in reality, which is potentially lethal. And I was minding my own business the other day, eating a fine selection of array of dried fruits, when I swallowed wrong and a piece of apple got stuck in my throat. And that's one of the funny things about the human body is, because we rely so much on our vocal communication, we actually have an interesting design to our throat, where the tongue is far more flexible and the larynx much further down than it would be on another animal, which has this funny side effect of meaning that if you accidentally miss your esophagus while eating, it is way more likely that you choke to death. Basically what that means is, biologically speaking, human beings love talking so much, we would rather die than shut up. We are one of the most sophisticated animals on Earth that can be taken out by a misplaced lozenge. In 1969, a man walked on the moon, and 33 years later, the 43rd president of the United States was nearly assassinated by a pretzel. Luckily for me, it isn't blocking my windpipe. It is, however, fucking uncomfortable. And it is placed just so that I can't actually swallow, not even my own spit. And I figure, okay, probably don't need to go to a hospital. I'll just wait here and suffer, and this'll work itself out. 15 hours later. 15 hours later. Do you have any idea how much drool the average human being produces in 15 hours? Because it is half a liter. Like, it's almost a shame that the neighbors didn't pop over to borrow a cup of spit, because I could have given them two. And, you know, I'm a busy person. I have things to do. And sitting around for 15 hours waiting to die has already significantly disrupted my schedule. So I decide that I'm going to pop out to the store to do some errands and just try not to drool on anybody. So I'm at the store, and it is really busy. Like, and I'm already not feeling great. I'm cranky, I'm tired, I'm dehydrated. And I get stuck behind two ladies who are prolongedly molesting the avocados with a seriousness largely undeserving of guacamole. When a man runs into me from behind with his cart. Not super hard. Probably an accident, but this motherfucker is not paying attention. And because I'm kind of in a bad mood already, I turn around and I tell him to go fuck himself. Not my best moment. Not the pinnacle of my manners. But I'm not really ready for self-reflection. So when he tells me to watch my language, I tell him to go fuck himself again. Then he rams me with his cart twice hard, and I nearly fall over. One of my cabbages flies off into the distance, and I never quite recover it. And suddenly, everybody around us is very upset because this is Safeway, and they're not feeling safe at all. Sure, yeah. Swearing is rude. And first 30 seconds of this interaction, that was my bad. But physically attacking somebody in the produce section is both rude and a crime. So, one of the staff members immediately jumps in and asks if I need first aid because this has lawsuit written all over it. But I don't really want to interact with anybody because my mouth is full of saliva and I can't really articulate the problem. And I just kind of really want to go. So I get my things, I pay for them, and I start leaving. And my friend with the cart catches up to me as I'm getting close to my bicycle. And he says, hey, I just accidentally bumped into you and I apologized. And I'm like, yeah, the first time. The second time, you assaulted me in the presence of zucchini, which I am under the impression is an aggravating factor. He says, hey, they say that they're gonna start an investigation. Can you talk to them? And I'm like, yeah, they're gonna start an investigation. You assaulted me with a weapon in the middle of the produce aisle. And he's like, what? And I'm like, produce. You know, like vegetables? Because I think that's the problem that he's having. And as I left, I felt kind of conflicted. Because the shock when he hit me had dislodged the blockage in my throat. And I have never felt more relieved in my life. It's kind of like that odd Venn diagram between intentional violence and unintentional CPR. Anyway, I can breathe now, and I'm so happy. You guys have a nice night.
Jessica Peugeot with Prince Charming is a cart. That's Snow White modern day, everybody. Who needs to wait for a kiss? You can just get molested by a vestibule of vegetables. All right, guys, that was a show. That was the last show in August. So if you missed it, don't worry, it's actually recorded. So all these people have leverage, so much leverage for you to enjoy at any time. I prefer 8 in the morning when when everyone's freshly scared. Okay. I make no sense, probably because I'm lacking sleep, so I'm going to end the show. Thank you to all our comics tonight. Give them a round of applause at home or here for the people that showed up today. Thank you so much. My name's Nina Wilder. See you next Thursday, 8 o'clock. Be there. Thanks, Tanner.